Bayou Time Sports is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System's Community Sports Institute in conjunction with Barker Honda.
Everybody, welcome into Bayou Time and Bayou Time Sports for sure. I'm Harry McCullough. It's that time of year. It's soccer time. It's playoff time. And we have the U19 Blackhawks from Terrebonne Parish here are going where no one has gone before. No one male anyway. They're going to the national championship tournament. They won a 4 teams, so in the final 4 to possibly bring home a national championship to Terrebonne Parish. So we have their coaches. We have all the players. A lot of players are here too. But we'll start with the coaches, Travis Dupre and Chris Staszak. Guys, thanks so much for being here. First of all, congratulations. What an honor, man.
Thank you.
You know, we were talking a little bit, Blackhawk soccer around this area. Everybody knows it, right? And not just kids. The parents grew up playing it. Probably in the 70s, maybe at least 80s. These programs have contributed to a pretty soccer-rich area around here. And you guys are doing something that's never been done before, which is incredible. So tell me a little bit. Let's start with you, Chris, and tell me a little bit about this team. How special is this? But where you came from and where you're going, what y'all been doing in competitions.
Okay. The team, I'll say we got players from almost every high school from Terrebonne Parish, from HL, Ellender, Vanderbilt, Terrebonne. We have players from Edie White from Lafourche Parish. Didn't know how the first of the year was going to really start off. You got a mixture of players, but they've all known each other since probably U8 playing soccer. But it's a special group, and you see them play, and they play for each other. And I think they're going to go all the way.
Yeah. Well, they're in the Final Four, so yes. that's pretty close for sure. Hey, Travis, tell me about this team. Where did it start? And I know y'all play all summer, and I'm sure, but the playoffs kind of started in Baton Rouge, I guess. Huh?
Yeah, we actually kind of started up before Hurricane Ida, and we
Thank
had
goodness.
Yeah, well, we had to take a big break off, big break between with all that going on. We were able to get back going once high school season ended. We were able to get back together as a team, start playing our league games. It was a real short season. We only had a couple games before we ended up qualifying to go to state, and went to Lafayette, played in a group stage for state, did well, finished up, and ended up going to the finals in Baton Rouge, and we played a team from Lafayette. It was a really tough team from Lafayette, and got through there. Now we moved on to regionals, and
Frisco, Texas was regionals, right?
Frisco,
Yes.
Texas. Sat out there for a week long, baking in the heat for 100-degree temperatures, and I mean, these boys really did a good job playing through that heat, playing through that adversity, playing different teams from across the southern region, and came out undefeated. 2 goals scored on us for the whole regional tournament, which was, I mean, I thought that was absolutely amazing accomplishment from the team itself as a team effort, and ended up playing a team from Florida for the finals and ended up beating them 1-0, and now we're headed to nationals.
Yeah, that's so good. Chris, tell me about what happens at nationals. What kind of, is it pool play? Is it one and done? What's going on?
Well, since this is the first time we've ever gone, or any other team from Louisiana, I can only tell you what we read. So, as Coach Travis said, there's 4 teams from the 4 different regions across the United States. So on Wednesday afternoon, they have a gathering of all the players, get to meet each other from all over across the United States. Thursday, we'll play our first game at 10:15. Friday we play at 8, and Saturday we play at 8. Best 2 teams with the most points will advance to play for national championship on Sunday. So we stand a very good chance of doing it. I know the boys have been doing the homework, so they're ready to go.
That's so incredible. No team. I was thinking no team from Houma or Terrebonne Parish has ever. Nobody from Louisiana has ever done this. So, and no male team has ever made it that far, right? So, what does this team do? You know, and look, I mean, we had South Terrebonne and Vanderbilt win baseball. We had Edie White went all the way in football to the championship. It seems like a lot of people have rallied after a pretty devastating start to the year for us. What does this team do?
Well, we get together. We practice probably twice a week. Get out there at the lakes, and I think last year, we ended up going to regionals last year. We won state last year, went to regionals, and we played a lot of the boys on this team. We played another team from Florida, our last game that took us out of going to nationals or going to the finals for regionals last year. And that game right there, I think, was the experience the boys needed playing at that level, and knowing what they were going to have to do in regionals this year. Having that experience last year, I think was a huge deal for these boys. And I tell you what, they went out in the regionals this year, and there was no drop in play. They had it all the way from the beginning of the tournament.
Yeah, that's great. Chris, you're saying they were doing their studying. What do you study? You don't have film on these teams from other places, right?
The boys, I mean, these days YouTube has everything.
You can find it, right?
You can find it. So they've been finding stuff, picking out key players, practicing their skill set. Like Coach Travis said, we practice at least 2 days a week, depending on weather. But I know all these boys are friends. They're more like brothers. So all of them do something together almost every day. So you can't help to have a great team like that where, like I said, they fight for each other no matter what.
And it's time to meet the players for sure. So our coaches are Chris Staszak and Travis Dupre. Guys, thanks so much for being with us. And again, congratulations on what a great run. I'm going to let you guys introduce your players, and maybe you can tell us a little bit about each as we go down the line.
All right. So our first guy we got up here is Brian Gramajo. Brian is a kind of a late ad. He started with us right before regionals. He played on our team last year. Was a very strong player from last year, and we added him after state, and he kind of solidified our midfield for us, helping out moving into regionals. Plays center mid, kind of a center forward type player. Really controls a lot of stuff going on up top in the attack.
Yeah, Brian, tell me about being a center midfielder like that, and what about playing on this level on a national tournament like that? How big is that for a player?
Center midfield is like you got to be technical and stuff. So our center midfield works really good with our wide players because we got speed on the wing. But once you go higher and higher, like state to region to national, the play starts getting faster, and you got to start making quicker decisions and stuff like that. So
right, so you could probably beat people with your speed when you're playing on a lower level, but at this level, you're gonna have to be more technical.
Yeah, you have to be smart. Yeah.
So real interesting.
It's really about being smart.
All right, Chris, tell me about the next man.
Next man is Joshua Rotolo. Josh has been with on this team for the past 2 years. He made an appearance last year at regionals. Josh is more our Swiss Army knife. There's not a position Josh hasn't played except for keeper. Josh also majority plays in the center of the field, midfield with Brian. Sometimes more defensively, some more on the attack side of it. But you tell Josh we need a position, he's the first hand to go up. He said, "I can do it, Coach."
Hey, tell me about being a Taysom Hill, the Swiss Army knife of a soccer team. What's that like, and how do you have to fit in with all these guys?
Being a Swiss Army knife and just being a versatile player comes naturally to me. I have really good game knowledge. That's from when I was young, just watching my favorite team playing on TV or on YouTube. I'll just watch all my favorite players and see how they play the game, and I really took that into my own game. So when I can go out there, I can have an idea how to play every position on the field and help my team in any way, in any spot they need me.
Yeah, and what are you looking forward to about Greensboro?
Just the level of competition and just a whole different game style than I've ever seen before.
All right, we're looking forward to it too. Travis, next man up.
All right, next we got Ryan Rogers. Ryan Rogers is playing like a striker, winger for us. Very, very big threat up top with his speed. There's not many people. Once he gets that ball in space, it's pretty difficult to catch up with him. But he's one of our goal scorers. And matter of fact, he was the one that scored the goal in our regional championship game to send us to nationals.
So tell me about that. And I guess that's a striker position and a
yes,
guy
sir.
that's going to score goals. You wearing number 10?
I'll wear number 7.
Playmaker at Baton Rouge. But yeah, so tell me about that role, and you'll be probably a marked man a little bit on that level.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty intense to be able to push the team through towards nationals. But I mean, that one goal alone definitely definitely wasn't the only play that helped us win that game. I mean, everybody was on like their A game the entire tournament. So like, I mean, it felt pretty cool to help the team go through though.
Right. And your favorite player, Massey?
Nah, Ronaldo. That's my man.
Of course. Yeah. So I know, that's great. And we're all looking forward to World Cup this year. All right, Coach, next man up.
Next person is Collin Naquin. Collin plays center back for us. Him and one other player anchor the defense along with our keeper. Those two players pretty much see the whole field, and they're able to give directions to everybody else on the field. Very important part of the team.
Yeah, Cohen, I guess you're like a honey badger, right? You're like probably playing like a free safety, leading the defense. Soccer really is a defensive sport in a lot of ways. We of course, we like the guys that score goals, but tell me about setting your defense and how important that is.
Playing center back, I can see the entire field, so I see all of my teammates in front of me, where they need to be, all the opponents, and all the passing lanes that they need to cover. So I just kind of try not to bark out orders, but try and help them to be where they need to be in the positions they need to be.
Yeah, I use the analogy of Tyrone Matthew, but defense is real important, and you'll probably see more speed trying to play defense, trying to come back. How do you have to be aware for that? I guess your angles have to be a little different when you play in a level of competition like the National Cup.
Right. Whenever they're coming at us for an attack, we kind of have to you pull people back, and certain people cover certain positions. And being a center back, me or my other center back is usually open, and the other one is covering the other forward. So one of us is covering the player, and the other one is covering the run-in behind.
So let's continue to meet with the players, Coach. We'll start with Jacob Bruce.
Yep, next player up, Jacob Bruce. Jacob was another kind of recent addition after we won state. After a few players dropped off, we needed to fill a few spots, and we got Jacob to come in. He was one of our top players from the last year's team, and he's home from college over the summertime, so he stepped in, and he's stepping in at the role at center back. And I tell you what, it's pretty exciting to watch him play. He's kind of anchored our defense, and you want to talk about an enforcer on the field, another title for somebody, and Jacob will run through a brick wall if you ask him to.
Yeah.
So it's fun to watch him do some of the things he does.
So, Jacob, a guy coming back from college, a lot of people would be at spring break right now, but you love this game of soccer. Did you want to be part of this team?
Yes, I actually play in college. So I went to go watch them play in state, and afterwards I asked Coach if it was a possibility for me to play. And
I got a young birthday, right?
yeah, so still we're in that age group. So
Yeah.
I asked him, and he got back to me about a week later and let me know I was eligible, and I gave him thumbs up. I was ready to go. I was really excited because I was part of that team that he talked about last year. We didn't get to make it through, and it was kind of like a redemption year for me, I guess. This is the final year I could play, so I definitely wanted to give it one last shot.
And where are you playing?
I'm playing at Louisiana Christian University.
Where is that?
It's in Pineville.
Oh,
It's
yeah, Pineville, yeah.
15 minutes away from Alexandria.
Right. Oh, yeah, I know Pineville. I played there before myself. All right, next man up, Coach.
All right, next person is Nick Schneider. Nick is also, he plays in the midfield, but he plays more of a defensive midfielder. When he has his opportunities, he does push forward, helping the attack side of it. Nick is, like Jacob and Colin said, he helps anchor that defense too, and a smart player, reads the game very quick and very fast. So, good player.
Yeah, Nick, how important is it? I guess y'all going to be doing goal differential as well too. So every goal counts. So talk to me a little bit about how you can set your defense and how important it is.
Well, first I'm going to listen to my center backs, do whatever they tell me to do. And then, just whenever I can, go win the ball, play our attackers through, and try to get them on goal to go score.
Yeah. What about the level of competition you expect to see? Like I say, I would imagine there'll probably be some players that are in D1 or whatever that are going to probably be on the field this weekend.
I'm expecting some high-level competition, some people that, they could go play college ball. If they wanted to anywhere, they could go. And, I don't know, I'm just looking forward to it, though. I like all the competition.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, we'll see what happens for sure. Yeah, in Greensboro, I used to play in Greensboro as a minor league baseball player.
Okay.
We played in Greensboro, so I know the area a little bit. All right, who's next up, Coach?
Next up is Collin Naquin. Collin, new addition this year with the team, and I tell you what, I didn't know a lot about him coming into this season, but I tell you, he gets in the game and he goes after it. Regionals, he was all over the place. Stepped it up huge for us. Made some big plays. He plays at striker winger position as well, using that speed.
Yeah. So, Collin, how important is y'all conditioning? Coming from here with this kind of weather that we've been playing with all the last couple of months. It probably helped y'all a little bit in Baton Rouge. Probably also helped you in Frisco. So, being a striker and a guy that's got to run down the field quite a bit, how important is that part of your game?
No, yeah, it's tough to run around as much as we do. I think, like you said, the heat down here really conditioned us for Texas, but even then it was still
still in the hundreds, right?
Right. So, you just gotta kind of push through it, but even then it's so hot.
Yeah, I'd asked Nick about goal differential, but as a guy that scores goals, how big is it to score every goal you can? And I guess there's no just taking – foot's always got to be on the gas.
Right. So every goal counts, every shot counts, so you got to make the most of it. It's just a big part of the game. It's how you take the lead. Obviously, the defense is important too, but you can't win a game without goals.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, you can't stop trying to score, especially if it comes down to ties and that kind of stuff. All right, last player, Coach.
Last player is Kevin Palencia. Kevin plays attacking wing on the left or the right, which is very versatile. He also plays striker. He could drop back into midfield. Kevin is a threat every time he's on the field. Every time the ball's played to him, even if the ball's not played to him, our opponents really respect him for his abilities and everything he can do, and he helps create a lot of the goal-scoring opportunities.
Right. So, Kevin, I guess we talked a little bit about there's somebody on YouTube all over. So, you think you might have a little bit of a reputation that the other teams are looking for when you get out there? So tell me about what you're looking forward to in Greensboro.
Like competition-wise?
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be a lot higher competition than, as you go up in, tournaments. So we started in state, and it just goes higher as you go on, and it'll be a lot higher in nationals.
Right. So being the first team from around here to make this, that's a pretty good goal, a pretty good reward for you guys.
Yeah, I'm sure the whole team's happy to be going to nationals. And I was also part of that team from last year that wasn't able to make it to the semifinal. We didn't qualify for an away goal, and
spurred you on for this year.
Yeah, that gave us a lot of motivation to go on and win regionals this year.
Okay, Kevin, I appreciate it. Travis, Chris, thank you guys for joining us. Thank all of you guys, man. We appreciate it. Best of luck to you on July 7th in Greensboro.
Thank you.